Alright. Goal of today, so this camera doesn't just stop randomly again, is to install some new Hive feeders, or not Hive feeders, right on the inside of the cover. Install some new small hive beetle traps underneath there. Also top off the feeder, which I haven't filled in a couple weeks, which probably means when I crack this up I'm going to have a ton of profus, but whatever. And then on the new hive I will pull a super, just to, because there's no, obviously probably no dearth, it's middle of July. And then again put the little hive beetle traps on queen, check on her. These little fuckers have drawn plenty of burr on them. They've expanded a lot up into this super. Didn't put the queen excluder on just because I wanted a new hive, give them a little bit more room to work. Does mean I got to be careful here because make sure the queen's not here. Highly unlikely she's this far up, but I did rip some brood open. Good thing is that it looks like drone brood, which I'd planned to rip open anyway, and I don't see any mites in there, so, well, wait, take that back. There's a fucking mite. Ah, piss. Alright, so that answers that question. There's a mite on my drone. So I will, next time I crack it open, treat. The only treatment I have right now is the stuff that it's too hot to treat for. So yeah, get a picture of this. Fortunately, it's a picture of a mite on a drone. Now, it's only one mite on a bunch of drones, so that's, I mean, they're supposed to be peaking this time of year, so maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. No, I gotta get that mite. No, I gotta go back in the hive. Damn it. And I've lost it. Alright, girls, I need you to move so that I can scrape all that off. Good thing is they've drawn the shit out of this super and have filled it absolutely full of honey. I did not think I may need to add another super here, but and I don't have another super handy, especially adapted to fill 8 frame. I don't have any other 8 frame supers, but I've got a plan to adapt the regular ones to that. It shouldn't be that hard. It's just a matter of putting a plate on the bottom. And that's my dog barking her head off at the Airbnb's dog. But the good thing is in all those drones that popped, I only saw one mite. So that's the good thing. But also I saw one mite, which is the bad thing. Tons of white little drones though. Oh, and a bunch more over on the kind of feeder. Alright, so let's go through here. Let's get this off. I'm behind when I wanted to do inspection. It's been 2.5 weeks. A couple of small hive beetles. I'll leave that one in there. But here in Lexington, if anyone's watching this and wondering where I live, it has been 1,000,000 degrees. And there have been 4,722 million, a gajillion bees on the other side of the hive. And I just have to assume that if they're there, they're angry, or at least don't want to mess with me. So I have not messed with them. So today's one of the first days it's been below 85 in, I don't know, 4 months. So here we are doing an inspection. And it looks pretty, I mean, I'm shocked as they've drawn the supers out this much in 2 weeks. I mean, it's, some of these are almost fully drawn out. I mean, there's brood up here, because because I'll let the queen up here, so the fact that they drew them out that much is crazy. Good smoker, right in my face. There's capped honey and capped brood. Again, I did both queen excluder on because new hive, I don't really care at this point. I'm not planning to harvest from them this year. Give this one last look to make sure she's not here, because I actually just wash her and leaning against her doing the rest of the inspection. Okay. I'm going to move this stupid smoker so I can stop smoking myself. Alright. Through these fairly quickly because, I mean, they're doing their thing. Tons more brood been capped, but I mean the fact that they've drawn out these frames this quickly is pretty awesome. These were the acorn frames that I think I bought that had heavy wax, which is probably why they've drawn them out so quickly. Those cheaper frames that came with this kit didn't have heavy wax, and they've just struggled to draw them out, or drawn them out funkily. See a couple babies about to emerge. Kate and I saw our first babies about to emerge last inspection, which I know it's silly, but it's just absolutely fascinating just to see them coming out. Seems silly, but once you think it's fascinating, it's freaking awesome. Alright. They're extraordinarily docile, I'll say that and I'll get stung, but they're extraordinarily docile given how hot it's been. But maybe a cool day, they're finally like, oh, good enough. Still don't see her. Ton of capped brood and larvae on this one. A lot more larvae. Hard to see the eggs in these white frames. Okay, more brood. So the good thing is I don't see a ton. I didn't see a ton of drones, and the ones I did see were in the top of there, and only saw one, and quite a few uncapped drones. I only saw one brain fart, one small burrow mite. So was going to do a test today, but I changed my mind at the last second. I just didn't have the time to get everything ready. Do that before the next one, because I still am the big. I'm going crazy on this frame, so let's give it a look. See, wonder why. See if she's in here. Man, why did I put that smoker? I'm smoking myself. Again, a bunch of cat brood. Some that recently popped. Ooh, I wish the video could see that better, but there's a bee coming out right at the bottom. She's halfway out. It's so freaking cool. Alright. Go through these a lot quicker now. I mean, if I don't find her, I don't find her. It's not the end of the world. But I don't want to. No point in having it open a ton longer than I need to. She tends to. And I did this last year. Even when she was laying brood up here, once I cracked open the hive, she had a tendency to haul booty for the bottom, so they're scurrying up here. Oh, there she is. There she is. I was wrong. She is not hauling booty for the bottom. That's why they were scurrying so much up here. There she is. Alright. So with that, we'll call it a day on this, because there's no need to crack the rest of these open. They're drawing them out well. She has plenty of room to roam, lay. Not a ton of stores that honey stored up here, but it's because they haven't needed to, because they've had that feed, and I'm going to keep feeding them because it's a new hive. I encourage them to have as many bees ready for winter as possible, so as much drawn out comb, etc. Because I plan to feed in the winter too, so I can not have to do so much work. There it goes. A little squishy, but there you go. Alright. That. Man. it in the box. I'm going to just add a couple small hive beetle traps. I may actually set risky because I know she's at the top. Set this off just so I can get to the bottom, just so I can add the trap. Well, if I do that, I could risk squashing her. That juice is not worth the squeeze. Didn't see a ton of small hive beetles anyway. One on the top, a couple in the traps. Yeah, that's not worth it. Alright, so what we're going to do, put that original trap back because it's still is in good shape. The ones I have in the new hive are just ragged. They're so... Let's see, I'll probably put one over there because I know she's not over there. They're just propolis up to the point where it's hard to get refill them. So these are the replaceable, refillable ones, reusable. I hated those others because they're just garbage throwaways. Hate wasting. There it goes. Squirt. Squirt. This, and then I gotta clean that up. The thing about using wax to cap this thing off is it's freaking... It's clogged. Alright. Get up on that. Straight. Good thing about this is it's way easier to refill, so I'm less concerned about just spilling it everywhere and killing the bees. Whereas the other ones you have to fill through this tiny ass little hole. Just asking to spill it. Alright, guys, look out. I don't want to smash you. Sits across a frame and on a frame. Kind of blocks more frame than I like. We'll see. It makes more sense to put that on the outside frame. It's not blocking. Again, this is not an instructional video. I am trying these for the first time. Set them out here. That way I'm only blocking one side of comb max. Sure. Makes sense to me now. Alright. That. This one, I need to put some golden traps in there. I'll just use one. These work really well, but the only thing I hate is that you basically are guaranteed to kill a few bees with them because inevitably the girls get stuck on the same mechanism as the beetles do. Sticky legs. Alright, that's done. Container for all that comb. Just had one here. There it is. At least. Some of them off there. Still not a huge fan of just the shaking the shit out of them method. It makes me nervous. For their sake and mine. There's gonna be some drones that don't make it out of this alive, but that's okay. This time of year it shouldn't matter less anyway. Unless I'm needed. I had a different feeder this style. So you have to fill it in with a... Get out of there. You have to fill it in with... Or they will. So I stuck just a bunch of wood pieces up in there and have them laying over the top so that you basically can't fill up the entire thing with burr comb. I mean, I still fill some of it up, but it's not a square foot of burr comb like it was the first couple times. Alright, that's all of that. Let's get this back over there. Put this back on. Get off the top. Alright, got that. Gotta get the one in. It's on the wrong side of the feeder. Come here. There you go. Alright, so got the traps in. Found the queen. Everything looks great up top. A couple mites, or at least one mite. One mite and some popped drone. I mean, it's not like I have an infestation. There's not a ton of stuff in there, so that's one good thing. I was worried. I'll check it more later when I don't have a bunch of angry bees around me. But right now, the ones I popped look pretty good. I'll pop the rest of them later. Yeah. And then I'll know. But I don't think it's. I mean, I'm not gonna bother treating right now. It's too hot for the. What do I have? Formic Pro. That said, I did get a grant from KSU, just to allow me to buy some other stuff, which includes a bunch of other treatments. It's part of their beginner beekeeping program thing that to help them study bees. It's more complicated than that, but I can't recall the specifics right now. But I have to, got a new hive coming, but I can't buy bees. I have to use local bees or swarm or split. So obviously won't be able to probably fill it until next spring, but my goal will be to fill it with a split from one of these. I mean, or like this year, if I don't get it right, a swarm from one of these. If I do it right, split. Which I didn't bother with the split this year because I didn't have the equipment, and of course, as soon as I got the equipment and the new bees, they swarmed. So, say lovely. 4 pounds of sugar, 1 to 1. Again, just to encourage them to keep drawing out comb, and obviously they don't have the reserves like that hive had of multiple frames of honey. I left frames of honey on that one, so I don't plan to feed it. I'm just going to leave them one of the supers. But these gals don't have that luxury. They've got very little honey, which means if we get another, I mean, it's been hot as hell for 2 weeks, but assuming we're in the dearth still, that's going to continue. Have planted some buckwheat. Again, per KSU, their buckwheat is a drought-hardy crop. So I planted some in the greenhouse, because it's an annual, and we'll see what happens there. Alright, that's all on this one. Traps, found the queen, saw babies popping out, saw some mites on a couple drones, but nothing crazy, drone brood. Yeah, we're done here, so get this back off. Shoot, I know I forgot. I always forget something. Going to add coins underneath the top for ventilation, but probably matters less on this one because it has the feeder. But again, they're killing it in there, so the heat hasn't worked them over too bad. So, all right, instead of making everybody drunk moving the camera, I'm going to stop it and restart it. All right, here we are on hive 2, which is the first hive, OG. Again, today the goal is to pull this top super, just let them have the bottom super to feed on because it's mid-July, so dearth, and I'd rather them eat what they made than some simple syrup that I made. different plan than what we have for the original hive. Or for the new hive, rather. Right. Man, I don't want that snow extra. Oh, it's crawling in my face today. Good thing is there's not much in the way of bees up here. Good Lord. I don't know why I can't get away from this today. Anyway. Alright. Again, the goal is to just pull this box, pull these completely as I can. So, I'll spend a ton of time with switch tools here because this is more propolis in. Man, small hive beetle fucker. Sorry for the language to some folks. Just irritates me. A little bit of honey, not much. A little bit there, but it's not capped. We'll actually reset this off. Main reason I want to pull this top hive is because if they're not up here much, and they're clearly not, then I just don't want it to get overrun with pest because they're not up here protecting it. That's got probably good enough. Yes, it will. Get off there, girls. Yeah, I know. What I might do is, probably would do is just pick the best 10 frames from, it's got a little bit of resources on it, it's got a little bit of honey, so we might keep that one. Basically every other one, because this is the one that was, hey, how's it going? This is the one that, I'm still talking to the camera, sorry. This is the one that was checkerboarded with frames that have been really drawn out and frames that weren't, so. Get the girls off of this one. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there.
Are you just starting?
No, that half's done. So, then you're welcome to join, but it won't be that long.
I was getting ready to leave when I first saw your text, and then I remembered something I had to do.
No worries. Like I said, this is mostly just maintenance. Did find some small hive beetles in the new. They had put some brood on the very top between the feeder, and so when I ripped that apart, there was clearly a mite or two in there, but there was only 1 or 2 mites in maybe 10 or 20 drones that got popped. So fairly, obviously that's not the best indicator. I need to do a wash, or a test, but also don't want to kill bees.
Where are all of them?
I'm guessing they're down below. Yeah, I can start. That's why I'm taking this, because they aren't doing anything with it. So I'm just risking it getting wax moths or some other sort of pest. That's why one of the reasons I'm like that. Yeah, so like I said, this is the checkerboard one, so about half are good and the other half are not. Are good, have honey on them. Nectar, so we'll leave a bunch of these frames. Can't remember, if I checkerboard at the bottom, it'll be really easy, because then I just gotta uncheckerboard them. So, taking a picture or a video. Smart ass. There's already a video. All of the internet can see it on YouTube's. Oh, it's funny. I ran into one of the guys I didn't race with him because he got second and he got first and I got fifth. Nick Williams, one of the guys that raced the race this weekend. He goes, "Man, I've been following you on Instagram. I'm looking up all kinds of stuff about bees." I'm like, "Rock on." Hopefully, my little bit of my tiny amount of reach will get somebody all pumped and ready to become a bee peeker. That'd be pretty badass. Man, it's one of those days, when you sit around the smoke fireplace and you can't get away from it. It's one of those days. There.
It smells good from this perspective.
It does, but it's chasing me. It doesn't matter where I sit it. It eventually is crawling up my nose, and I just can't. No matter where I put it. So, all right. So this one has a lot thicker, drawn out stuff because it's the. I'll do the other tool. I'm the worst about doing that. There it is. Because it is the one that is was still on there, and I didn't pull the frames the first time because they weren't all drawn out. So I left some, and then it wasn't really worth pulling all of them. So, oof. Yeah, that's got actually some capped honey on it. Not a ton though. So. Figure out how I'm going to do this. Those look thinner over there, so shouldn't have to worry about the queen because I still have the queen excluder on. So should be good to go from that aspect. Ooh, that's heavy. Yeah, it's got a little bit of capped honey on it. Oh, decent amount. That's the one that I thought about harvesting last time. A couple ones, but they're not enough of them to do. So, all right, so that's a definite keeper. So don't move it anywhere. May just have to take all 10 of those and stick them in the freezer if all these are in good shape. Which that one's definitely in good shape. So we'll just slide it over. Actually, let's look at it. Yeah, it's got capped honey. I'm not going to take that from it. That's got a ton of capped honey. Oof, that's heavy. Yeah. And nectar where some nectar where it is a cap, so that one. Yeah, it looks like I may just leave this box, which is what I planned to do anyway before I saw some of the stuff that's in there, because this doesn't need to be. That one isn't it drawn out, but it's still got a decent amount. It's weird. I don't know if I put all of them on this side or if that's just how it happened. There's definitely more of them over here than. Oh, look at there. Yeah, it's got a lot. Definitely leave that one. That one's got a ton of capped. Actually, that's pretty light. Maybe that one I replace with all these others. Get my brush out. The weird thing is I haven't smoked these guys almost at all. I just wonder if they just happy it's not 1,000,000 degrees. That's pretty low too. Better. I mean, better for me. Probably less so for the bees. Say again? Oh, not talking to me. She's on the phone. Alright, almost nothing there, so that one definitely. Inside. That one looks weak as well, so that works out about right. Not quite, but pretty close. It's got a little bit, not much. So yeah, I'll get it. You don't like it. I don't like it. Now you're in my face because that sucked. Oh, well, they work perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that works out well. Let's get some of this. Open this alley here just because it's going to be hard to get. Actually, screw it. They like it. Okay, it's 6 and 5. Shift these to the middle because they're the heaviest. The resources are in the center. I will say, even though I hate working with gloves because I lose dexterity, you can be a little more quicker with things. You have to be so careful when you're putting them all back in there. It's got a ton. It definitely stays. That's got a ton. That definitely nest eggs. That was moderate. Got room for 3 more, and I've got 4 frames. So these is the loser. I think it might actually be that first frame I pulled off of here. It has the least. It's got some capped honey, but everything else is pretty weak. So yeah. Maybe not like that. Get out of there. Hide a little bit so it won't go back in it. All right. All right. So there, super pulled and consolidated. Now we'll find hopefully queen, put some traps in, call it a day. Oof. Oof. They're not a fan of that. Not gonna blame them. They're really not a fan of that. Alright, that's good. Oh man, that's heavy. If I weren't leaving for them, that'd be a good harvest. Or an okay harvest, I guess. Some small hive beetles in the old cloth traps, which is good. It's weird they pulled it up and through. This thing is so much propolis. Giving up on trying to clean all of it off because they're going to weld it back together after I'm done anyway. Clean the excluder up in the winter before when I put them up. Let's get the traps out of there. She was over here last time, which is why I've got both traps over here. One of these was new last time. Oof, I don't want to smash it. Definitely tell them near to her because they are. That was gross. Let's go to the garbage. It's full of hive beetles, but it's like 2 seasons of hive beetles. Oof, don't spill it. That's the same. A lot of small hive beetles in the trap and in the cloth, but also some bees. So I guess it's one of those. Oh my goodness. Crap. Well, I can't get it on camera, and I'm halfway into the hive. There is a bee carrying a larva flying around with one on the ground, probably from the other hive. All right, what am I doing? Let's get started. I have the excluder on, and obviously I'm running a single deep, so she could be anywhere, so be careful here. She could just as easily be on the first frame as she is on the middle frames. And I expect a absolute avalanche of bees to come out here as I... That thing's been smoking me to death the entire time, and when I need it, it stops smoking. I like the burlap, which I've been using, but it's hard to get how tight do you wrap it right, because if you wrap it too tight, it just doesn't burn at all. Ooh, boy, that was crazy. They went right after that. Ooh. I mean, after it. Anyway, as I was saying, if you wrap it too tight, and it's not on this wall, she might be overflowing to the floor. Ton of pollen. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Ton of pollen and bee bread. Well, bee bread. Pollen, so there it's a little bit of brood. Some of it popped. Some of it about to be popped. Get a good look for her because she's not marked because she's the new queen from the swarm. Again, probably not on this, but no guarantees by any means. This is just all pollen and mostly resources with a little bit of brood. Okay. Crazy's not over here thing. Smoker smoky. Hopefully that's nearby. The bird's too fast or not fast enough. Today was too fast. It's a lesson I've learned the hard way. Always keep your torch and your smoker fuel handy. Just in case of exactly things like this happen. There we go. So here, and hope that's not the direction of the smoke. Alright. Keep going here. Might not do too much more here. We know she's in here. I've seen brood. As long as there's plenty of brood, as long as there's brood in there, it's shit. Pollen again. That's awesome. Ton of pollen. Everybody, please stop. Well, now I'm nervous. Start seeing brood soon. Last time I was in here, brood wall to wall. Okay, stop trying to sting my finger. I'm starting to get a little agitated. Everybody, stop. When I'm stings you, then you'll shut up. Alright. Again, more pollen. More bee bread, brother. Spotty brood. We're still bringing in nectar, or still bringing in pollen because I can see it on a couple of them. That's good. Here we go. Here's some brood. Let's see if she's up here. Going crazy a little bit earlier when they were doing that on the other hive. She was here, so. It's funny, I haven't seen any drone brood over here. Guess they're like, we don't need them. I still don't see her, so. Hold another frame or two. If I see brood, I'll just stop. I'm always scared to death of smashing her. That's funny. They are attacking the tool today. They are not messing around. It's got spotty brood, but I mean, again, now's when the population starts going down. But larva, so she's been laying recently. Just don't see her. Hard to spot, not marked. Brood there, larva. See eggs. Blonde. Alright, one more frame then we're done. Let's see much brood in there either, so definitely not a great brood pattern. A couple more frames in just because it's be somewhat unexpected given the time of year, but population starts going down now. I expect it to just in the middle of the hive and no brood. That's weird. Again, she was here, what, 3 days ago if there's larvae. That said, attacking these tools. They're getting less and less happy with me being here. Again, see, oh, there's a ton of larvae there, so maybe she's just slowing down. Alright. Before I find her and accidentally kill her. I got larvae here and there. Some of it almost capped, some of it capped, some of it fresh, like on this side. Oh, a bit of a chain going on there. Guys, get off before I smash it. Go ahead and call it at that. I just don't want to risk them getting angry because they already are. Alright. Pushed over and then we'll there. They're not messing around with the tools today. They're coming after them. Which, again, I'm wearing gloves because I'd have my shit stung a ton by now if I wasn't. Not happy. Not me at all. Well, if she's in here, she's probably on those 3 or 4 hives there. 3 or 4 frames there. Unless I just missed her, which is not a possibility. So I'll probably put the traps on this side just to not risk spilling stuff on her. Alright. Yeah, they're ready for me to be out here. They're getting way in. They just got super active all of a sudden. Way more than they were. Too long with that smoke in there. Let's get everybody calmed down. Relaxed. Chill. Everybody have a happy time. Let's get some of these traps. Man, they are in my face. They are not having it today. Wish these traps had a way to like shut it so you can close it away. That hive is hot. You can hear them singing. That is. Yeah, they're ready for me to be gone. Wish this would snap together better. Alright. Queen excluder back on. Traps are there. Queen excluder back on. Trap up here. Let's see. Ooh. That can sound good. Sounds like crushing bees. Oh yeah, definitely got a couple. Sorry, little girl. Alright, that one's, yeah. It is what it is. Alright, trap and done. They're in my grill today. I'm going to have to keep the mask on well outside the fence here because they are not happy with me. So stay over here in case she's not dripping down. They're not my friends right now. I'm not their friend. They are my friends. Alright, traps in, super off. Didn't find the queen. Pretty spotty brood pattern, but given the time of year, maybe not a super big deal. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Top back on. Wrap it up. Sorry. Yep, you got my glove. Actually, smoky to get away. Sure gonna cause fairlights to go crazy. Alright. Rebay.